Hi, welcome to a safe place. I'm Tina. I'm Tina, that's Renee. We've got this series is quite full on and heavy, and so we'll reiterate that there will probably be triggers in this one as well.
Can I just interrupt for a second, because this dog is eating.
They can't see that.
Is eating.
Say hello, Bindi. Say hello, Bindi.
Oh, so just while
Bindi's re-traumatising Renee.
Okay, just while I'm sorting this dog out, Tina.
Yep, so Tina's going to keep going. So we were debating what to talk about, and something that keeps cropping up that's sort of dismissed a lot in trauma circles is the kids who have been sexually abused by someone that is only 1, 2, 3 years older, and it sort of doesn't rate a mention. It's put down as childhood play and normal sexual behaviour for kids exploring and, you know, mucking around, that sort of stuff. I'd like to make a distinction on that, because it seems to invalidate how people then feel, and I'm probably going to get people arguing with me, but basically trauma occurs when somebody feels that they have lost something, or they've been impacted by something, or it's impacted their life and the way they perceive themselves or see themselves and live their life. And I think that for anyone to say it's not valid or doesn't quite fit into the parameters is pretty much unfair. What do you think?
I'm having trouble concentrating because
okay.
this dog is
see, I feel like I'm hogging it, so maybe I'll just keep going, because I am hogging it. I've just lost my partner. By partner I mean friend, not gay. So like, I had an experience when I was younger, and I have spoken to this with my parents when I first came out as a sexual abuse victim and survivor. And basically what happened is we'd have family friends come over and to the house. This was in the 70s. We would be playing hide and seek. I hid in one of the bedroom cupboards with one of the just slightly older boys, and I get snapshots now of what happened in that wardrobe, but I know that I didn't feel safe and I didn't feel happy, and I felt quite yucky when I came out of the cupboard. And it impacted me, and it made sure for me, because I didn't have a way of expressing that at the time, and I didn't know what words to use, or didn't know how to talk about it, because how do you bring that up? These days it's a bit easier with that mandatory child protection education and stuff. I won't even get onto that, but in Australia anyway. But it was really hard, and that impacted my relationships with people, because I've never quite felt safe trusting people, and it's made life really hard. And I think it was a valid abuse experience. I had 2 others on top of that one, but I think it's valid, and I think anything that impacts someone it's got to be valid, because otherwise we're invalidating people's lived experience. That's not right.
It is totally valid.
Yeah.
It is totally valid because people feel traumatized.
Yeah.
It's an abuse of power again, just because of a couple of years. And I can't stand how it's not really talked about. I can't stand it. In actual fact, in the Australian Royal Commission,
yep,
there's a section on it. There's
there?
Section on, I think they call it troubled children,
yeah,
who abuse.
Yeah.
And so for all
that's
the people,
a nice euphemism, troubled children who abuse.
I feel sorry for them too, but
absolutely,
yeah,
for all perpetrators of any sort of violence, my heart goes to them, because there's
hang on, that's another topic altogether, because Jehovah's Witnesses view pedophiles as a sin that you can recover from. They only recently have started calling it a crime, only because they're in trouble and they have to report it now. They know, oh yeah, we think it's a crime now. But before that, they said it's just a sin, and they trusted people
to repent and do the right thing,
to be able to grow and change. And whereas
but that's not what I'm saying.
Can I just say, the narrative today is that once you're a pedophile, always a pedophile.
But I don't think that's fair either.
No, I know. And look,
because I think
it's controversial what we're saying, and we're going to get comments for sure, because people almost believe that pedophiles should be stoned to death.
Absolutely. And I think, yep, go, sorry.
And is it my JW upbringing? Because we really were brought up to believe that anybody can change.
I believe people can change. I think
This is really controversial.
not all people, because there are some people who are so past healing that they can't. But when you look at the statistics of people who have been convicted of pedophilia,
and they reoffend.
Well, no, beyond that, a lot of them were sexually abused as children. Does that make it okay that they become a pedophile? No, it does not. It's unacceptable that they visit what they endured onto other people. It's not right. I'm not condoning pedophilia, not by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that in terms of I think you've made that clear. So I'll be the one stoned. I think it's really important, though, if we're to move forward as a society, we need to stop demonising pedophiles, because ultimately they're people, and when we demonise them, well, that was a bit bogan, demonise them, we are giving them powers that are almost superhuman. They're not. They're people who have made poor choices for a variety of reasons.
More than poor choices.
No, poor choices,
Horrible
let me
choices.
finish, that impact horrifically on other people, and that is disgraceful. It is unacceptable.
Yeah,
but
I think
to move forward,
I was going to say, let's not go there. We've sort of made our opinions. It's only our opinions, and they're growing opinions as we learn more. Mine are anyway. I don't know about yours. As we learn more,
I own my opinions.
They need to do more studies on the whole thing. So we'll leave that there. But let's talk about the victims again.
I think actually I'd like to keep going on this.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I've got the fire in my belly at the moment.
I know, I'm scared where you're going with this.
No, because as an adult and someone that was sexually abused, I lost all sense of what's appropriate and inappropriate sexual behaviour. So there are things that I've done in my adult life, not pedophilia, but that I've had one night stands and not thought twice about that. And most of you would know, for a woman, that's a bit weird, but I was more comfortable with that than I was with emotional and sexual intimacy. And for years I was ashamed, and I've been ashamed for a long time that I'm not married, and that people instantly assume when you're a certain age and unmarried that you're gay.
Are you gay, Tina?
No, I'm not. Look,
Doesn't
it doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant.
Sorry, I'm only
but,
referring to that comment.
yeah, I know.
Like,
Like, well, I keep
asking
making
if we're
comments
gay.
as well. But I'm not gay. But I did question that for a long time as well. Was I? Is that why men didn't find me attractive and all that sort of garbage, which is just my own projection? But I think being a victim of childhood sexual abuse changes how you view the world and how you view certain behaviours. And I think it's not too far of a stretch that some people become monsters as a result. I don't think it's right. I'm not condoning it.
And not all pedophiles have been abused.
No, some are just downright nasty. I was about to swear then, but I held that back. But, I think it's an issue though that we don't talk about enough in society, and as a result, children continue to be abused. Hard conversations are what bring about change. Anyway, keep going.
Well, I don't want to downgrade what we're talking about because it's important, but just back to the theme of this video is that it's really important to validate
anybody's
forms of abuse by whoever. If you were not in control.
Yeah, that's it. If you felt you had no choice.
If you felt you had no choice in something, or even if you felt you had a choice, and even if you were aroused or enjoyed it.
It still doesn't make the behaviour of the other person right or valid, and it doesn't minimise or invalidate your own feelings and responses.
It's
really important.
Damn unfair that it's hardly talked about.
Absolutely.
So
it's just not given that same
you're
credibility. Not alone.
I get people write to me who say it was just an older child by 1 or 2 or 3 years, and there's another added burden to them, is that they feel that they're not worthy to call themselves
a victim.
A victim.
And they feel guilty if they think that they are.
Because everybody always is just talking about the older
Yeah.
adult, but it's not. So
It's where there's any imbalance in power. If someone feels they can't say something and stand up for themselves, then I think that's a toxic and abusive situation.
Can I just say, back to the other conversation that was hard.
Yeah.
Not a friend, but an acquaintance who visits sometimes. His father was actually recently, charged
Really?
for paedophilia. And his conversation to me was heartbreaking. This is his son, so he wasn't a victim. The son wasn't a victim. It was a heartbreaking conversation from a son who clearly loved his father and just wanted to understand why, and he wanted to help his dad. And that's where that other conversation was leading to.
Yeah. Well, I think that when someone sexually abuses children or rapes adults and the rest of it, I think that there are many more victims outside of that perpetrator and victim. That there are victims in families. I know so many families, women and men, that have struggled in their marriages and with their children because of the impact of the abuse they suffered. In fact, there's a whole other video there about the impact of sexual abuse and how you can move forward, because unless you've been sexually abused, I think it's hard for you to empathise, to be honest.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, because
It was
it's
a
getting
tough
dark.
one.
Yeah, it's been a tough series. We hope that you are enjoying them, for want of a better word. Please feedback if you wanted us to change topics, or if these are working for you. Give us an indication. We're happy to talk
They're
about
tough
whatever you
conversations
need.
that almost we feel like we have to have them, but
Well, we do have to have them. Society needs to have them. And
so this one was about validating you are not alone if you have suffered abuse from anybody.
That's
in
right.
Any age.
I think it's also
Where you
Oh,
you felt you had no choice or felt no power,
That's it.
or you were coerced in a way that you really had no choice about.
And that's abuse.
That's abuse. And
Age has nothing to do with it. Gender has nothing to do with it. Relationship has nothing to do with it. It's whenever you feel invalidated and unequal.
a safe place. Hope you enjoy our videos. See you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you.